I lost my Ralph. Oh, I can't do this. I gave him 6 years of my life. I think I'm going out of my mind.
This is James Clement, the caretaker of 92-year-old Ralph Schuerman, currently losing it after finding him dead. But as James tries the killer equivalent of a dog ate my homework.
What did he hit his head on inside?
Well, I don't know if he did. He said the dog did it to him.
Detectives will realize that hidden beneath this seemingly kind face is a cruel and twisted old man, one that hides horrifying secrets.
I'm gonna show you something. Look at his eye. Look at his face. Look at his chin. And you're gonna sit here and tell me you think dogs did this to him?
I don't know how he's black and blue. He must have fallen.
Why would Ralph call and tell people that you abused him? I think, and everyone else is gonna think, that you did something here.
In the early morning hours of September 26, 2021, police in Iron River, Michigan were contacted by a local hospital regarding a suspicious death. For the death of a 92-year-old man to be considered suspicious, you know the signs of foul play had to be anything but subtle. Ralph Schuerman was an animal lover, musician, and former rodeo clown who had lived with 72-year-old Jim Clement, serving as his caretaker for 6 years. And yes, I did really say former rodeo clown. Jim, who was locally known as Mr. Entertainment for performing at nursing homes, definitely lives up to the name. However, probably not in the way he'd like. After learning the death warranted a homicide investigation, detectives arrived at Jim and Ralph's home to question him about what happened. The following footage was provided to us via FOIA request from Iron County Sheriff's Office in Michigan.
Oh God, this is horrible.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, did you know he died?
Yeah.
Very sorry.
Oh, you know what happened? I figured out what happened.
What?
I went out to feed my dogs, and he went up. I couldn't figure out because I found my phone. He broke my phone, and he wanted me to feed his cat. They said he had I couldn't figure out what he had, why he was bruised on his eyes.
Okay.
And I said, Ralph, what happened? He said, my dog did it. And I think he got up to feed the cat, and he fell over because he's not supposed to do that. I usually watch him 24 hours a day, and just that time I didn't do it. And I gave him 6 years of my life. Oh, did you find out that he passed away?
Yeah. And anytime that someone passes away, we got to be thorough. So we got to come back, talk to you. And,
Yeah, I kind of think that he got up.
okay.
And he said to me, I said, what happened to your eye, Ralph? You hit your eye. He said, oh, the dog jumped on me.
Okay.
But that's not what it was. I think he got up because if I don't do something for him right away, he's kind of bullheaded, and he goes up and does this, and I'm so sad.
What time did he, where was he when he got
He
up
was
to
in
go
bed.
feed? Okay.
He went back to bed, and I
Okay.
said, Ralph, I'll cook you dinner. And he said, okay. And then he said, well, I don't get it because I watch over so close. I don't get it. I don't leave the yard. I'm going to lie for yard for 5 minutes. I spent 6 years saving him from everything. It's just terrible. I don't know how he must have banged his head, but I banged his head when I was trying to get him in charge. But he had I noticed that he had hit his head, and I couldn't figure out what that was. But when I found my phone on the floor, my other one, he broke it.
Okay.
Can you show me where that was at?
Where
Where he
do you mean?
banged his head?
Oh, right here. But that has nothing to do with that. He was already right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was going here trying to lift him in there, and then he fell on the ground. And it's just terrible. I saved him for 6 years for people want to turn the plug on him. I think they could have done something for me. They should have drained that or something. Isn't there a way to drain something? Oh,
From over.
I haven't cried, and I just started. I don't get what's wrong with me. I'm so protective. I've lived my life around him. I don't even go out 15 minutes away from him.
So why were you trying to bring him to the hospital?
Why? Because when he hit his head, he said, Jim, I don't know if he hit his head, but he said, I got a headache. So I gave him an aspirin. And then he said, why'd you give me a nitro? Because my arm hurts a little bit. And I said, okay. And then I went into the kitchen. He said, I'm hungry. I'll go get this. And when I came back, it was funny. I don't get it. He was breathing and he wasn't breathing. He was like, was that called incorrect?
So what did he hit his head on inside?
Well, I don't know if he did. He said the dog did it to him. His dog jumped on his face, and that's why the black marks were all over his dogs jump on him. And I said, Ralph, you can't do that.
How many dogs do you have?
We have 5 dogs,
Okay.
but 3 are his and 2 are mine.
Okay.
But he turns around, and I said, Ralph, you can't do that. You're on blood thinners. You can't do that. You can't do that, Ralph. And then he gets mad at me. And then he says, I'll do what I want. I'm 92 years old and you can't tell me what I do. So I said, okay. And then I said, how come you have that mark on your eye? And he says to me, the dog did it. But I think he got up. Or I don't know. Maybe he did hit it, but I don't have no idea. But I did. When I went to get him in here, I couldn't lift him. You saw how heavy he was. Horrible. And I'm just mourning.
Yeah.
I gave my life for him. I lost my home to save him from everybody that wanted to pull the plug on him.
Who's that?
His family.
Okay.
But it's over. We got them all back together. They're all cool.
Okay.
But it's just hitting me right now, and I'm having a real hard time because my life for 6 years. I don't leave.
Jim, just take a deep breath. Okay. We're here to offer condolences.
Oh my
Okay.
God! What am I going to do? I'm going to lose my home. I don't have nothing. I bought this home to give him a home because they threw him in. I'm going to say this. They threw him in a nursing home and they forgot him. And he begged me to take him. And I just lost Ron, the gentleman. I raised his family from cancer. And I end up with nothing.
Who's Ron?
Ron was Pelliconi. I raised their family. He died of cancer.
Jim has the right to remain silent. He does not, however, have the ability. In fact, for the next 7 months that detectives interrogate him, he will reach out to talk to them far more than they ever reach out to him. It's surprising that they didn't want to hire him on the team after he gave them this opening line.
Oh, you know what happened? I figured out what happened.
What?
That's the sound of a detective who knows he's about to have to sit through the most bogus story of all time.
How did you meet Ralph?
Ralph was in a nursing home and he admired me as a singer in Florence. And they were being real mean to him. Terrible.
Who was?
Florence Villa.
Okay.
And one guy even put his nose and took his money. Horrible. So Ralph begged me, and I just lost my family to cancer. And he said, would you take me here? And he said, I admire you. So I made him a singer. We have a show on Wednesday. In fact, in the morning we were singing polkas, and we were going to start a polka band, but we have to be there for Wednesday for Northwoods in Escanaba. So I said, in fact, the program is the 70s. So Ralph and I were practicing in the morning, and he was just fine. I don't understand.
That was Wednesday?
No, same day. That was the day before he died. What's Saturday?
Okay. All right.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why God could be so cruel. I'm tired. I've raised families. I've done everything, and it's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm almost 70 years old. And I wanted to give Ralph at least 6 more years. He should have died last year. I lost my home fighting for him because they would have pulled the plug in Iron Mountain. And they misdiagnosed for him. He had gallbladder.
Okay.
So then when I took him out, they brought him to Marquette, but I have no rights. I get told, where's the button to turn you off? And you don't know who I am. And my house burns up while I'm trying to save Ralph at the hospital. And I lose everything. And I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person.
Well, who did that to you? Who did that to you?
They did that at the hospital. But the family, I got them all together now. It's over and done with. I got them all together. But I haven't had a chance to mourn. I'm just like, for 6 years, I've done nothing. But not even leave 2 feet from me. I got called queer for taking care of you. It's terrible how you treat older people like that. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, his dogs were a little rough. Of course, he's on that blood thinner. And I said, Ralph, day before yesterday, I said, you can't let those dogs jump on you like that. He's got 2 West Highland Terriers. And then I got him a cat. And when I go and I make sure he has all his vitamins and all his fruit, he's mad at me. He doesn't like bananas, but he's got to have that for potassium, you know. But But he was a wonderful, wonderful gentleman. He's the most precious part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can keep this. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Jim, you said people called you queer. I mean, were you two dating?
No.
No.
No, we were just best friends. He was gay, though.
Okay.
We never had.
Okay.
Okay.
So I guess describe your relationship.
We were the best friends, and we became family.
Okay.
I was like his son that he never had.
Their relationship is close, but something tells us it isn't exactly a father-son type. At least, we hope not, given what he says in his later ramblings.
And you know something? I was his lover, but not his lover. Does that make sense? It wasn't gay thing. I was his lover. He treated me as if I was his wife, actually. And I keep telling him I'm not your wife, but he said, I'm not. I just love you, Ralph. We're soulmates. We came to help each other. I saved you from them leaving you in the nursing home, and he tried to commit a few times. So I've brought him back to life over probably 100 times.
We'll just let that clip speak for itself.
Did you find out that he died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and like I said, we're just here trying to figure out what exactly happened.
Oh,
So
it was just awful.
from the beginning,
I don't
take
know
us-
what happened because he didn't seem like he was any problem. I don't get it. And he was mad at me because I didn't feed his cat. I was out with his dog to put it outside. And when I came in, he said, I fed my cat. But he didn't tell. I said, what happened to your eye? He said, the dog did that. But I think he got up and he probably bumped his head, maybe. But I don't know. But,
So
but on the other hand, he said the dogs jumped on him. So, I mean, running across him. He's got a cat that I got for him a couple weeks ago. And he loves that cat. It's horrifying. These animals love him. It's horrifying. How do I...
What time was this at, Jim?
This was probably about 10 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Then
I was
what happened?
making his dinner, and then he sent me out to go here and get his dogs out. But before I went, he said, my cat needs food. And I said, Ralph, just be patient. I'll be back in. But you see, he doesn't do that. He doesn't listen.
Okay.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
And I said, Ralph, you can't do that. And then he gets nasty and tells me I'm no good and all that.
Okay.
That's what he does.
Was he pretty grumpy at times?
He's grumpy all the time.
Okay.
But then he said before he went to bed, he said, that happened. I said, what happened to your eye and over here? He said, the dog did that. And I said, Ralph, you can't do that.
What time was this at?
This was around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look at the time. I couldn't
Okay.
find my phone, so I didn't know what it was.
That's not that big of a deal for me.
No.
You know, I'm just kind of curious to see
What am I going
happened.
to do without you? I live my life. I
Mhm.
do nothing else.
What happened
And I
from
fight against these people who went over there and wanted his animals. They made it just miserable up until yesterday.
Jim? What happened from like 10 o'clock till the ambulance
I
came?
put him to bed, and he said, Jim, I love you. You are the best thing in the world, and I love my home.
Is there anything special you do putting him into bed or anything?
I have to lift him. He's like heavy.
Okay.
My God, I'm not supposed to do that. And then I had accidentally punctured my main artery, and I was helping Grandma here. And she had a bee's nest, and I just got over cellulitis with a bee sting. I was died a month ago. So I went up there, and her ladder slipped, and I went flying down, and I broke my finger here. So I don't have any money. I don't have anything. I can't even go to the hospital because I was 70 years old.
How did you get money?
I went over there and I have to pay them $200 for that office call.
Right? How did you guys?
Well, my
Make a
house
living.
burnt down, and then for 40 years I raised this family, and they lost their farm. I paid for it. I sold my home. I worked part-time jobs. I sent the kids to college. I did all that. I learned to be a cake decorator. I learned to be a caterer. All so those kids could have something. And because you keep secrets, I tell you secrets up in. They were dope and drugs. This is very important to hear this. Why I'm the person who I am. Nobody does this to somebody, and turned around and they the wife caught. I didn't even know Ron. I had a car accident here in 1980. Don't remember nothing for 5 years. My mother said, go up there and help them out. Horrible drug addicts, drunks, horrifying people up there. They're all related, so you can't say it. Even the law is related up there. So you don't, and politics, you don't say nothing.
And yet here is Jim saying absolutely every thought that pops into his head. Well, every thought that he thinks makes him look like a martyr at least.
I haven't slept in a bed for 40 years. I sit on a chair next to Ralph to see that he's all right.
What time did Ralph go to bed last night?
He went to bed about 10 o'clock.
After...
It was about 10 o'clock, I would think, because he said he didn't want to eat because he had a headache.
Okay.
And that's what he said.
Okay.
I didn't expect. And then I went back and I was cooking his dinner. I said, here's your dinner.
Okay.
And
where was he then?
He was in bed.
Okay.
But he said he didn't want to eat.
He didn't want to eat. He said he had a headache.
Okay.
Prior before that, 9 o'clock, he wanted to eat, but I was taking care of his dogs. I said, can you wait a minute? Your cat, he said, this is fine. And this happened. I don't know what he did. He could have climbed back in and hit the back of his head on the bedpost or something. I don't know. I don't know if the dog did hit him in the face and it causes that. Does that make sense? I don't know. But they also said that with his with the blood thinners in the brain of a 92-year-old man, Ralph should have been dead 6 years ago. I brought him back. And
How'd
that's
you bring
why.
him back?
Because I went up there and took him to, they misdiagnosed, and I took him to Marquette.
Okay.
And then I had to do all the medical work on him. I've always done the medical work on him. I take care of him day and night.
Yeah.
Go to the hospitals. They all want to turn the plugs on him. So he had 6 years of his life that he never had.
So
Love and care and I fight for the elderly. Does that make sense?
Very good.
Yes, I worked at Medicare when I was 16 years old, and I worked extra shifts for nothing. And on holidays, I would bring that in. I can't stand that anybody would hurt an elderly person.
Okay.
So
Did you ever put hands on him?
No,
No. Okay.
no. I was lifting him,
Okay.
but his dogs did that. Never. No, we had a good relationship.
okay.
Yeah. He was so black and blue because I was trying to get him here and he fell on
So
the
why were you bringing him to the hospital then?
because he was incoherent. He was nothing.
What time?
Describe what was he doing?
I can't remember. I went there and he was.
What time did you go there?
I went there at, I can't remember even the time because I couldn't find a phone. And my phone was, I couldn't find a phone. So then I was going to call the ambulance and I thought, oh my God. And then because he must have knocked the phone out, my phone on the floor. It's just a little cell phone. That's his phone. Mine's broken.
Okay.
And so then I run outside and I tried to get him in here into my car, and then he kind of smacked his head, but I was holding on to him, and then he got his leg caught in the wheels, and he weighs about 200 pounds. It's like horrifying. I'm a little person. And then, of course, you're holding on to him like this, and then even them, when they lift it up, they left marks in him, you know, and it's so sad because he's the most wonderful person in the world.
Okay.
And you know, it's so hard when you're on blood thinners, you can't even touch a person. And when I was trying to get him in the car, his skin ripped. You can't do nothing. It was hard. And I'm a little person. I have a ruptured disc. It was horrible.
Okay.
I've done all of it. And today I'm having a hard time. I get these Charlie horses now because I must have pulled that out. But he is a wonderful person. And I got all the family together, which is a wonderful thing. But I'm the one that ends up the loser.
How
Because
so?
I'm all by myself.
What are you gonna do now? Yeah.
I don't know. What do you do?
Help me out. Where would his bed be in the house?
It's right here. With his
Okay.
dogs.
Okay.
He's got 5
Downstairs?
dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't, I made a bedroom downstairs.
Okay.
And it's just horrible because he runs the whole house. TV, everything. I got all that for him. And he runs the whole house. He has to watch his channels. It's fine because I don't watch TV anyway. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? But he's always so happy. It's the farm channel. And it's just horrible. And I just feel so bad because he kept saying he had a headache. I said, what happened to your eye? He said, oh, the dog jumped on me. Could have, because he's on such extremely blood thinners that you could even touch him. Even the ambulance people said, oh my God. I said, look at this. He's bleeding. You can't do anything. And, you know, it's just horrifying for me that I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And he said, well, I'm going to go to bed. I love you, Jim. You're the best thing and I love my home. That's the last words he said.
Those are some pretty specific last words, and as the autopsy will soon reveal, definitely not even close to what the 92-year-old likely said as he was dying.
Is that his shoe over there?
Yeah, I was trying to drag him down and his leg got caught in the wheelchair and I just couldn't do anything. I'm so desperate.
Where did his leg get caught?
Right in that wheelchair.
Okay.
And then his dogs jumped on him. And of course, all of us were pulling on him and yanking him up from his rear end. And he's on blood thinners.
You said all of us. Who's
The ambulance.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I helped him and they said, oh my God, we had a hard time getting him on thing. But then his sister said, he's 92 years old. What you did for him, just call me. You know? Yeah. Now, there's a difference between me and his wife.
She called
his wife. He married his wife for conveniences.
Who's his sister?
His sister's Barbara. She called me just now, and I didn't even call to tell her brother died.
Oh, really?
Called you on what?
You won't repeat this, will you?
No.
Please. This family was so terrible. They threw him in the nursing home and forgot him.
Who would that be?
It would be his wife. He married. No, take care. There you go.
Thank you.
No, I don't want this ever repeated. He married Fran to give her his insurance.
Okay.
And when he broke his leg, she threw him in the nursing home and forgot him. He took all his stuff. Okay. And he said that every day of his life. Well, I brought them all back together. His son lives in Appleton, or wherever he lives, down by Appleton. And he turned around and they just left him. It was so sad. How do you treat your people like that?
So he married Fran for insurance, you said?
Yeah, she wants his insurance. She gets all his beneficial. I get nothing.
Okay.
I got all the work. I'm lost.
Are you talking life insurance?
Life insurance, his Social Security, not Social Security, but the pension.
Okay.
She gets $250. Ralph said, Jim, you're not queer, but I am. But I would like to divorce my wife and marry you and give you the right to $250 a month. I would never do that because that's not I'm not that. So I didn't want that. Okay. I'll take care of you, Ralph. I do all this. I go without. It's fine.
So his sister called you today?
His sister called me. We were close. I bring them all together. I call everybody every day.
She called you on your phone?
She called me on my phone, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's wonderful, Barbara.
Okay.
She said my brother wouldn't even be alive here 6 years ago if it wasn't for you. I'm a good person. And I feel really bad because I told Ralph.
Lorno from taking care of Ralph.
Everybody. I'm taking care of two generations of children. And then they turned around and told the kids that I killed their mother because they caught me in bed with Ron. And that's what I had to live. And I had to keep and when his family came over, I just sit in my own house in the kitchen. And I had to make their beds and do all that. I even took care of his mother. And I left my family. And I have to live with that. My mother died. She was supposed to come live with me and died before I could do that. Oh, isn't that nice? It's really nice.
It's been less than 30 minutes and Jim has mentioned that he doesn't like men 4 separate times. One of these times includes his long tangent about how he didn't sleep with his old friend Ron's wife. He did, however, allegedly raise his children with Ron after he and his wife separated for totally unrelated reasons. Something tells me it wasn't quite a full house arrangement going on in that situation.
He is the most amazing man I ever knew. So I really appreciate that you came here. Yeah. I hope they're not making trouble because I don't want no trouble with them.
No, nobody's making trouble. We just had to follow up.
I know.
That's what we do.
What am I going to do in my life? I'm 70 years old and I'm crippled.
Yeah. Anytime someone dies, Jim, we just have to be thorough.
I know.
Okay.
You guys are special. Thank you. I'm so glad we have good cops or police officers. I should call you a cop. Are you a cop? Kind of. You're not offended by that, are you?
No.
Okay. And I just think it's wonderful. And I just really have a really hard time. And I thank you for stopping. But he was, anything you touch him, I was trying to touch him. His dogs jumped on him. He said, that's my dogs. I can do what you want. Anything that I think he got an over amount of his, what is it called? That blood thinner or whatever it's called. Whatever that is. Blood thinner. They put him on a Plavix. It's a blood thinner. Okay. And I was told that with an older person, that when you have that, anything, he was upset because I told him I was going to get rid of his animals, and he was mad at these people in Dublin. I don't know, construct. I have to live here. And he said, I'm so mad. Why do you let those people you cook for them? What is wrong with you, Jim? And he said, I'm mad. I'm going to stick up for you. And when I came in, he was like, so it even could have been an emotional situation. They said with that blood thing or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea.
You want to get him to the hospital because he's having some kind of medical episode?
Well, when I went to go get him after he said he had a headache,
Okay.
and I said, we'll get you in bed, Ralph. So we put him in bed, and he's laying down there, and all of a sudden I look, and and I said, oh, Ralph, I got your dinner ready. And I went back to him, and he wouldn't wake up.
Okay.
And then I thought, oh, my God, he took 4 nitros,
Okay.
and that can blow his blood
How
pressure.
do you know?
Because I gave him 1, and then 20 minutes later, I gave him 1, and then I left 2 there to go over there. This is like early in the day, and he can take his own pills.
Okay.
And last time he did that, his blood pressure went so low, and I thought that's what it was. So I'll let him sleep. He'll get over it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was having sore arm, and he was having chest pains and a headache.
Okay.
So that's what the doctor told me to give him. So they said it wouldn't hurt him. So I thought his blood pressure dropped because the last time he did that, I had to bring him for blood pressure, and I made him take all those blood pressure pills off.
Okay.
Yeah, because they gave him too many, Plavix and all that. So then that makes him very susceptible to having what they call a brain bleed. I've never heard of it, but they told me that.
So you gave him 4 nitros?
No, I gave him 1.
Okay.
Then he took another 1,
All right.
and then I left the bottle there. And I left the bottle there, and I think he took 1 more. And these people know how I protected him.
Mm-hmm.
What's all that blood from? Is that from last night?
Where?
Right there.
No, that's me.
Oh.
I had an artery cut. See,
okay.
feel that. I want you to feel that.
We're
Would you
not.
feel that? Look at that.
Yeah, we can see it.
I
there's
thought I grabbed.
It's like a knife.
Ralph called
Okay.
me. Ralph called me, and I was trying to fix the dishwasher last week. And Ralph said, Jim, I need you right now. And I thought I grabbed a screwdriver, and I grabbed a meat fork, and my foot slipped.
Oh,
Taking that little door off, and it went right through here and right out here.
jeez.
And bro, where's that?
How long ago was that?
He was so worried about me. So worried about me. When I should be worried about him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hold anything. I broke this finger. I don't think people are very nice anymore. I'm an entitled performer that's always given my life to the less fortunate. I go in poverty and take care of people. And yet, look at what happened up in Felch. Turned around and all those dope addicts and said that I killed your mother, and the kids turned on me. And I had nothing after all those years. Sent them to college, raised the grandchildren, raised the great-grandchildren, and yet I had no rights. I sit out in the thing, and I take care of it. It's not fair. So sad. Hi, Alice. I lost my Ralph. Oh, what do I do? I can't do this family. I'm so sorry. I don't want you to think of it. Oh, hi, Alice. We lost our Ralph.
I know you did. I know.
I think I'm going out of my mind. I took care of him so special.
You did. I know.
I got him. I wouldn't let him out of my sight. He used to holler at me. I can do things on my own. No, you got to let me help you, Ralph. You fall down, you know what's going to happen, Ralph. You know what your family's like. They'll sue me if you fall down. I'm not a relative. They do that. Ellis knows how good I was to him. Ellis, he was my life.
I know, Jim. I know.
What did I do?
You?
I gave up everything. I live in poverty
Yeah.
for all these people. I don't know. Where am I to go? What am I doing?
You're gonna be okay, Jim. You're gonna.
No, I'm going to go in there, and I go on the phone just a minute ago when his sister called. And I said, Barbara, my stink was, I can't talk to you about 2 minutes. I got to get it with Ralph. It's like functioned. I'm like a robot. What do I do?
I can only imagine the relief these officers feel being able to pawn Jim's storytelling off on someone else. While it is true that Ralph was on several medications, the injuries that the coroner is actively examining as Jim is being interviewed didn't come from a pill, a dog, a door, or stress, like Jim is trying to claim. After 40 minutes of rambling, police encourage Jim to give them a clear timeline. But with Jim, nothing is ever clear.
So then, when did you? Just a lot of time went by.
No, then he went to sleep,
Okay.
and I was working in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and I went outside with his animals, and I came in like normal because I didn't think anything was wrong, and just that he had a headache, and I gave him his pills, and I gave him an aspirin, like a bear, like he's supposed to have,
Mm-hmm.
and because he said he was, what do you call, having a headache. So then I gave him, he took his own pills. I just bring them to him and he takes them, and we took them with yogurt, peach yogurt.
Okay.
And then when I came back and he was sleeping, and then I thought, well, he's just, maybe he took too much of, sometimes his blood pressure goes low. So he took one, my one, and then 20 minutes later we gave him the other nitro. And he turned around then and said, I'm going to go to sleep right now, but thank you for this. And then when I went there, he was, but you have to expect that from an older person.
Alice is your
Cousin.
Should we let them?
Alice, tell her
Yeah.
what kind of a person I am.
Yeah, we'll let you guys visit. We'll get out of your hair.
Jim, are you? You're good though. Is there anything we can do for you? You not good? No, but
I wish I was dead. I don't know what to do. How do you lose it? I got a roof to put on there. Oh my
I guess my question is, if we leave, are you going to be good? Are you going to be okay?
No, I'm so depressed.
Do we need to bring you to the hospital and talk to
No,
someone?
okay.
Okay.
I'm a musical therapist, so
Okay.
All right.
I put my music
All right.
on, but all of a sudden on TV, it's his farm channel, all this stuff that I've done that he likes, detective movies. I don't watch any TV.
So let me pose the
It's
question again.
horrifying.
If we leave, are you going to be okay? Are you going to? I mean, sadness is to be expected.
Yeah.
But if we leave, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I told my brother to
You got
come.
your cousin.
Yeah, I told my brother to come get my guns, so I'm all right. I don't even know how to load them.
Do you
It's
have,
so sad. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. I have
you
to
have
make
guns in the
myself
house?
laugh. I have 2 guns. I have a pistol. I don't even know how to load them. I'm an animal lover. If I don't kill something, I don't eat. I'm nonviolent. So I told my brother he could have it. I told him he could have them the other day before this happened.
okay.
But I'm not. Okay. I'm
Okay.
just
All right.
sad.
And it's okay to be
I feel a
sad.
failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be sad.
When I do that failure. What if I'm 60? I'm going to be 70 years old, and look what I have to show. I brought all the families together, and then they go on their own, and I'm nothing. I can't even go into a room with him and hold his hand. It's a horrible thing to do to people. You don't do that to people, you know. And I hope it never happens to you, because you're good people. You can't take care of people.
Yeah.
You know?
So
And I'm
if-
so proud. I hope you keep in touch with
Yeah.
you. Because I need that.
Yeah. If we have any more questions, mind if we stop by and?
No, why did they have questions? I don't get it.
Oh no! Just if we come back and make sure you're okay, see how
Oh,
you're
I'm all
doing.
right. I'm all right. I got my
Okay.
family. My sister keeps calling.
All right.
And one thing, though, the family didn't like the sister of having a fight.
Okay.
All right.
Because I feel so a failure.
It's okay to grieve, Jim.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Be with your cousin, okay?
Yeah,
Take
before
care.
my puppy dog. You want your puppy dog?
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Despite police finally managing to break off the conversation, they find themselves in yet another one just hours later. The next day, Jim voluntarily comes to the station to offer more information. and he starts divulging it well before they even manage to get to an interview room.
First of all, he says, push the lamp back, and it's unplugged. Would you put it? He said, the dog did it to him. The dog and the cat. Well, I couldn't find my phone. When I found it, it's holding urine. So I'll tell you, now I know what he meant by that. He reaches up to his cat, feeds his cat right here, and then the lamp is here and his bed is here. So his head's over here, but he reaches up with this hand to turn it on. Well, apparently, because I know what those dogs do, they chase each other, but the cat probably thought he was going to give him food, so she ran, and that's why he asked me to fix the lamp fell over and hit him in the head. That's what happened.
So the lamp fell over and hit him in the head?
That's why that was there. I can't remember what side it was on, but he was apparently trying to get, I think it was on this side.
So what time was
and
that?
I said, that was about 7:00. And I asked him, do you want to go to the doctor's? He said, no, it's just a little bump. I said, well, I don't know. And then I think that's what caused that brain bleed, because it was right in by the temple. Did you see that there?
Mm.
Yeah, and lifting him, because I have bad hands now from a artery cut and I got cellulitis. I have to pick him up like that to put him in the car, so wherever you touch him, he gets black and blue. His dogs jump on him, he's black and blue. In fact, he laughed about it yesterday. He says, I look like I went through World War II. We laughed about it last week, but I said, oh my God, he's a big man. And so that's when I found out his urinal was under the bed, and when he told me to fix his lamp.
Okay, Jim, so just here, you're kind of jumping all over. So can
Yeah,
you just start at whenever this first thing happened?
Okay, I went up.
And then go
Yeah.
until you got to the car.
We'll spare you from hearing the very disorganized story again. In short, Jim claims that the night before Ralph died, he had bruises from the dogs jumping on him and asked Jim to fix the lamp because it had fallen on him. Then Jim gave him his medication. Ralph slept, then Jim tried to wake him, but there was no response. Jim tried to take Ralph to the hospital, where he hit his head on the edge of the car. After that, Jim called the ambulance for help. Ralph sure did get a lot of separate injuries in a short span of time. According to Jim, they're all accidental, but according to Ralph's ex-wife, Fran, Ralph had confided in her just 3 days before his death that Jim had become violent with him. He made Fran promise not to call the police because he was afraid of what would happen to him if they came. The fact that a 92-year-old man had to live in fear is heartbreaking and truthfully unacceptable, and soon detectives are going to be able to show how heinous his last few moments of life were.
So it's going to take some time, but the medical examiner is sending Ralph for a post, so they're going to do an autopsy on him and see if they can determine,
What caused that?
Yeah, that's what they're gonna try to see.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know, and they could see that lamp
Yeah.
fell on him.
So before they do that, though, they want to get your side. They want to know what happened. So if you want to take these home, this is just a statement form. And just start at the beginning and write.
Yes, Ralph and I got along good.
No, I'm not saying that.
Did that too?
No, not at all. No, they just want to know. They want to know the time of events and what happened. So then that helps them better when they're doing the autopsy.
Oh, okay.
So
Do I bring this right to the hospital?
No, you bring it back to me. You would bring it back to me whenever you finish it. And then I'll get it to the
So I have to tell the whole thing do I have to tell the whole day? Because we were all delivering ducks and stuff. He was fine. We had potato chip. We had a good time.
Anything you think is pertinent.
Yes.
Okay.
I just can't believe that this even happened, but I know what happened. No,
And
it's obvious. That's what it was. It's obvious. And
so that'll help them, and maybe it'll help you too, writing it all down.
Yeah. I'd still want to talk to the doctor to tell me if I would have brought him.
Yeah.
If he refused, I can't make him go.
Right.
I'm fine. This is my home.
Right.
I don't want to leave my dogs.
Right.
And I said, all right, Ralph, but I really wish you should go. It's kind of a nice little bump, but then it got bigger after that. So.
I mean, it happens.
Yes.
So just start at the beginning there.
I have nothing to feel guilty about what happened.
No. So just if you can write all that down, just from the time,
Who's making them do the autopsy? Just do that.
Yep, they do it because they want to know why. They're going to see if it was the blood thinners, and if something, something could have been medically
They
wrong.
didn't know that hit him there.
And it might not take much.
No,
So-
and that's a heavy lamp. And if they're running and they hit and it flies,
Yeah.
and that's why he had, I didn't know what it was. He had some scratches, and that's from his dogs. Of course, the bruising is from his dog, but it's also from me lifting him every day.
Yeah.
I got to lift him and dress. No matter where you touch him, he ends up that way. And I couldn't open up my hands. I have to go like this. So you're pushing like this on him, and he bruises on everything. Maybe that's why Francis and them won't talk to me. I hope they don't think that I did something. I don't know.
No, I don't.
Ralph
think
told
so.
me I had to watch.
I think they're just sad too.
Yeah.
Everybody grieves differently. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy I came in.
yeah, me
Were you
too.
going to bring this to me anyway?
Yeah, I was because
Oh,
you
good.
called. So yeah, just
You're doing your job.
Yep.
You have to know what happened.
that's what, and I'm sure you want to know what happened,
Yes, I
right?
do.
So just start at the beginning all the way until you called
Okay.
911, okay?
Okay.
And then you can call and
Yeah.
or
I'm still
bring
gonna
it
call the
or bring it in, and
Thank you so much.
yeah, just bring it in to me when you're finished with it.
Nobody know that it wasn't me.
No, we
Did
just
have to check to see if the blood thinner still in there.
yeah, we gotta be thorough. That's
How do we get out of here?
right here. Follow me.
Jim's desperation to speak to police to determine if they think he's innocent makes him look anything but. Just hours later, he has completed the paperwork, returned it, and called the police repeatedly to make sure the paperwork is okay. 3 days later, police arrive, bringing news he isn't going to like hearing. And again, he has a brand new story.
Hi.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Why don't you go on the driveway here, okay? Is that all the dogs outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I do?
I didn't do anything.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you.
Okay. I didn't do anything actually.
Okay.
I've been working all day. I've been taking care of everybody. What happened to Ralph?
Okay, so
I really would like to know.
yep. So the reason I'm here today, the reason we're all here today,
Yeah.
is because after his autopsy, some stuff just needs to be answered. Okay.
Okay.
So what I had to do because of that autopsy, and
Yeah.
being that we don't know what happened to him,
Yeah.
we have to investigate that. So this
Okay.
this is a search warrant
Oh, you can search the house.
to go into
The
your house.
upstairs is closed off, so
Okay.
he only stays downstairs.
Yep.
And another thing I remember too from that day, I should really tell you this. We were driving to bring the animals to Kearney Road, and all of a sudden a deer ran out and about this far,
We're good.
and Ralph was going to fly into the dash because I slammed on the brakes, and I put my hand up like this to hold him back. When he would have hit his face right into the dash.
You
So
had a
that's what
seatbelt
happened.
on?
He had a seatbelt on, but he's so big, he was going right for the dash.
Okay.
But he didn't hit the dash because I put my hand there. I took very good care of Ralph. Okay.
Okay. So I'm just explaining this to you. You can stay out here with Sergeant Reed, and
Okay.
my partner and I are gonna go in the house, and we'll
Do they
as
think
long as all the
do
dogs
they
are
think I
outside.
did something to him?
Not right now. So
Oh,
we're
good,
just,
because I didn't. I love that man. I went without life for him. Did they
Here,
find
okay?
any answer for his autopsy
as far as what?
as what happened to him?
Well, he had a brain bleed,
Yeah.
but now we need to find out why he had a brain bleed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And he was taking too much of those nitrates, and he was taking aspirins besides his blood thinner, and he was taking like 6 of those a day. I didn't know he was taking those, but he did take 6 a day just in the day before. And now I didn't have any Tylenol. His legs were hurt. So he reached up and took the bare aspirin that was full. And his pills are in there too.
Yep, I'll be taking those. Okay.
Okay,
I'll be
that's
taking
fine.
all his medications.
I'm glad you take it because they're yeah. And if you want to know anybody that knows me, I'm the kindest person in the world.
Okay.
I help everybody, and I help him. I'm the only one that ever took care of him. They didn't want him. They put him in nursing home, and everybody forgot him.
It's safe to say that Detective Reed pulled the short straw on the way to perform the search warrant. While the others search inside, he has a front row show to Mr. Entertainment's favorite performance, the Woe Is Me show.
You know what my life's going to be like? My sister said to me, "Please, Jim, don't be so kind and do all this for people." She says, we're all so worried about you've done this all your life, even as a child. You go over there and shovel all the those old people's driveways because their families didn't do anything for them. Go bring them food from my mother made. I'd sneak it. You know, I've always done that.
Do you want me to go? Is there a chair like up there I could grab for you to sit on?
Oh no, this is fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't want to sit in this wheelchair.
No, I see there's a chair up on the porch, it looks like. Do you want me to go get it?
No, I'm fine. It's so kind of you.
Okay. Well, I see you're sliding off the hood. It doesn't look very comfortable.
No, I have bad feet. I'm old. I'm getting arthritis. But this up until this time, I couldn't open this up. It did something to the tendon, so I was like this. And you know, and I don't get it because all I ever heard, even from his sister, you know, I wouldn't have my brother right now. They don't all get along, they can say. And she said, you gave my brother the most wonderful, I've never seen him so happy in his life. And many times I said, Ralph, do you want me, I don't have any rights to you, but do you want to go just for no reason at all? I said, you can make a choice. If you feel that you can get better care from somebody else, I'm very happy to step aside. I'd miss you. I'd be horrifying for me. I hope not. But if you want to, it's up to you. Never. And I asked him this once a year. Are you still happy here? Do you want to do something? I love having you. You're like my best friend and my soulmate. You're like my father, my brother. You're everything. He was a wonderful guy. Still is.
So I have to go make a copy of this and bring it back to you.
You know, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, this is what we got to do. Okay.
We just need to
We got to collect
cross the
evidence.
T's and dot all the I's.
That's it.
And I'm going to be friends with the family. I won't do that because I'm not like that. I'm a different. His family's different. But they're still really good people. Does that make sense?
I'll just get a copy of it and I'll come back and I can throw it in your car if you want.
Yeah.
I don't even have to bother you. So
Yeah. Where is? Oh, there goes my baby. Come on. Will she come to you?
Oh boy.
Even the dog is tired of the lies. Unfortunately, she's not able to commandeer an escape, and neither is Jim. After 4 months of painstaking investigation, police bring him in for questioning regarding Ralph's death.
Not well. 3 days. My heart.
Your heart? What's wrong with your heart?
My heart's been bad for 2 years.
Oh.
That's why when I do something, I can take a few minutes and then I have to sit down, you know? That's why my house...
Come on this way.
7 days. You know, I had Ralph sick and I had me, so I couldn't do much, and then I got that infection. I still have it.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
That everything's just at peace to know that he's at rest.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you, sir. Oh, God.
So today, Jim, we're gonna, first off, you're free to go at any time. Okay?
Sure.
You're not under arrest or anything.
Okay. Nothing guilty about.
So
I did my best.
We're not gonna get off topic today.
Yes.
I don't want to hear about
No, I'm not gonna say nothing.
Felch. I don't want to hear about anybody else. We're only here to talk about Ralph.
Yes, and I miss Ralph. He
Okay.
was my life.
So you understand you're free to go though?
Yes,
Okay.
because I wanna do this because I wasn't there to save him this time.
Okay.
And I can't live with that. He was my life. I didn't leave him for 2 minutes for 6 years. I stood on his bedside, saving him. Nobody wanted to save him. They wanted to let him die.
So you've told me all that. You've told me I have
It's for my own conscience.
I have 32 pages of everything you've told me.
Yes, that was from the day coming up.
So
the only thing I didn't put in there is that morning, because for a couple days he was saying he's having this terrible pain in his head. We're going to go do this. I was planning to go to the doctors for myself, and then he said he wanted to go in, and I didn't realize what a CAT scan was. When he said CAT scan, I was thinking his heart, because that's what's always been the problem, was his heart.
The fact that Jim claims Ralph had headaches leading up to his death is on several of the 32 pages sitting in front of the detective, and despite the detective's demand that they stay on topic, he's going to be writing another 32 pages after this interview.
So I got the medical examiner's report now.
Yeah.
Okay, the autopsy report.
Oh, good.
It's all right here.
Yeah, and I did trying to wake him. I did that in front of the
Yeah.
ambulance too, trying to get him awake.
So hold on now.
Yeah.
Let's just stop, okay? Let me talk,
Okay.
and then
It's fine. You
I'm
guys
gonna-
have been wonderful.
I'm gonna ask you questions, and
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna go with it, okay?
Okay.
Here's what they found out in the autopsy.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I want to know.
The dogs had nothing to do with this.
Why did he say that then? Did he fall?
The dogs had nothing to do with it, okay? The lamp,
Did it?
you see how high the lamp is?
Yeah.
That's about it. That is a little higher than what it was when it was on his dresser, okay?
Yeah.
And when I was there, you even laid down on the bed and you showed me
Yeah. Because he was
Okay.
on the side of the bed.
that is not what did it either.
Oh. Was it natural?
No, it's not natural, okay?
Oh, okay.
It's not from whiplash, from slamming on the brakes for the deer, because
Okay.
it's not from his head hitting the dashboard, because you told Deputy Benson
Yeah.
that you both had your seatbelts on,
Yeah. He went forward.
and you never hit.
Like this. And I caught him from behind when he came back.
Okay, so I'm telling you everything that it's not,
Okay.
okay? I will read to you verbatim what the medical examiner said,
Yes.
okay? So just hold on a second. You ready?
Ready.
The lesions in the brain are indicative of very significant trauma. While the presence of considerable cardiac disease may have contributed to this man's death, death is believed most likely to be closed head injury based upon the findings of the autopsy. Now, that being said,
Yeah.
there's no could've, there's no anything. What happened, Jim,
Yeah.
and I don't know how it happened.
I don't know.
I'm hoping you're going to tell me, because
no, I will, because I wasn't outside.
here's
Yeah. I was
throughout the
outside.
course of the day somewhere, something happened. Now, you have noted in your report, and in this report many times to me, you have told me personally how mean Ralph was to you.
Well, he would get mean when he didn't take his pills. No, he wasn't mean to me. Mean. He would have a panic attack. That's not mean. And I understood that. He would. If I went outside for any amount of time, if I went out for 15 minutes, like to mow the lawn, but I always came right back in. He would go to sleep and then he'd wake up and he'd think that somebody threw him in a nursing home, and that's what he would go for. Yes.
So
Going into the house, that's the point that I was so worried about, is because see this hand here? I couldn't use this. And this one I had puncture this side, no hands. And I went to go open the door to get him in, and see how the dogs run.
mhm.
So I had him backed up. I brought him up onto the deck, and I was bent over, and Ralph says, "Hurry up, I've got to go to the pee pipe to urinate." So I said, "Okay, we'll get you in." But these dogs are trying. Let me see if I was having a hard time getting the key open because I had no power in my hands. And then I got the door open, and I said, "Well, we're gonna have to go in pretty quick." And I didn't know that he went behind me. And when I turned around, I bumped him.
How did he get behind you?
He rolled his wheelchair back up on
Okay.
me. He had a bad habit of doing that.
So here, have a
So
seat.
Ralph was not a mean person. He had panic attacks and say, "How could you leave me here?"
Have a seat.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't a mean. He was the most wonderful person until he would wake up from nightmares and think. I slept in that rocking chair.
you've told me many times how nasty he was to you.
Sometimes when he was mad at me, no, he was nasty at me for not letting him get a divorce from his wife.
Well, so
But that's not the nasty. It's not nasty. And it was he would say, look at this. He says, if he woke up from a dead thing, he said, something, how did he put it one time? I couldn't come right. I was doing something for him. And he said, something, you're ugly. And he just said jokes. Then we laughed about it. It was funny. We laughed about it because I know he didn't mean it.
Jim, I don't,
yeah.
are you a drinker?
I have a drink once in a while. I make a hot toddy at night. Ralph had it one too.
Once in a while?
Well, no, just once. Yeah, once in a while.
So
We're not really.
So listen, I don't care, okay?
No.
But are you a drunk?
No.
Because every time we've talked to you, somebody throughout this whole thing has always smelled alcohol on you. Always.
That was because after that happened, I felt so bad that I had a drink just to relax me to try to go to sleep. This was after this happened. But I had a drink. But otherwise, I don't drink hardly at all.
Because I mean, I could see.
I had a shot.
Hold on, I could see. I could see if you were drinking, you don't remember something that happened.
No, it was only just a shot in some either in tea or honey. It was like a hot toddy.
Alcohol was so prevalent on Jim's breath in several of the meetings that all of the detectives noted it in their report as something they noticed upon first speaking with him. While saying he doesn't drink may seem like a small lie, it's ultimately the one that's going to help seal his fate.
So then how did this happen to Ralph? You have told me many times in here that you hope we don't think you did it. You hope Fran doesn't think you did it.
I hope that they don't think.
Here's the problem we have.
No, but me bumping him could have done that.
Here's the problem we have.
Myself.
It's not a bumping thing.
Isn't it?
No. In here, they said it would take at least 30 pounds of force.
Really? What did he hit? Did he fall on the floor?
I want you to tell me.
I don't know. I was outside.
If he fell on the floor and hit his head like that, you would have come in and he would have still been on the floor. There's no way he could have got up.
He climbed. He was on. I don't understand.
Because you tell me all the time how you would have to pick him up and move him all the time because he couldn't walk.
He could stand up. When I went out the door.
Well, see, that's not what you told me before.
No. When I went out the first time to the door, he asked me to feed the cat. So I went and got his cat runs to him, and he feeds him by the lamp. And she came up there and he said, "Would you get me my cat food?" So I went and got the cat food, put it on there, and when I went out the door, he stood up. He could stand up.
Why didn't you tell me that before? Why did you never mention that before?
Because I didn't think about that, because I thought about that afterwards. And he got up, and I remember thinking, geez, he's got such bull legs. He's
because you say in here all the time that you wouldn't let him do that. I wouldn't. So why wouldn't you go back and help him sit back down?
No, it didn't. He got up, and I told him not to do that. So he sat back down. He did sit there.
So the point
I thought I put that in there.
The point here is this isn't it's getting to the point now. We're so far into this where it's not looking good.
No,
that's why I ask if you were drinking. Maybe
no, we didn't have anything there after that.
Hold on. So if you, I want you to be quiet for a second, okay?
Oh, I will.
If you were drinking,
wasn't drinking,
and something happened, okay, and maybe you don't remember it. That's one thing, and that's fine.
We had a drink together.
So Jim, I just want to know. Did you do something to him accidentally that you don't know, that maybe you don't remember?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. When I was bringing him through the door.
That didn't do it.
That didn't do it?
That didn't do it.
Oh, and the only thing that I could think of was that he had, when I went outside, I did tell him, "Ralph, don't stand up. I'll take care of you when I get in." And he said, okay. And then he said that he was, I came in, I said hi to Mike. Outside, it was kind of late, and each dog took like probably 15, 20 minutes before that, and then there was.
But you say that you never left his side. You said right here, I would not let him out of my sight.
No, then I did, but that day I had to. I was out with the dogs.
Why? If
they were peeing. Well, he was peeing.
But if you didn't want Ralph up, if you're telling me that Ralph stood up after you were started to go outside, why didn't you
sitting up when I went out?
So okay, so now you're telling me
he finished urinating.
So now you're telling me he sat up.
Well, he is sitting up. He always does that. We're going to get ready for supper. I'm going to make something.
You know. Here's where we're at. Okay.
I know, and I don't.
I know what I believe happened.
Well, I don't know what happened. I was outside. I came in. When I came in, he was laying on his side like
When I asked you what did this to him, you know what you told me?
What?
The lamp.
I thought, no, he was holding the lamp. Okay, and he was laying on the bed.
Have a seat.
Wait, can I show you?
No, just have a seat.
Okay.
I can
He was
picture it.
laying on the bed because his bed is this way. and he was laying on the bed.
Sit, James.
Okay.
Have a seat.
Okay. And he had his hand up.
Have a seat.
Okay. He had his hand up, and he was holding the lamp was like part off, way off. And I said, "What happened?" And he said, the dogs were running through the house, and they knocked everything over. They pulled the curtains down.
So that's not what killed him. His closed head injury is from somebody hitting.
Where was it?
What do you mean? Where was it?
Where was the injury on his head?
Right by his bruises on his face.
That's where I caught him when we went in the car. And
No.
he said, "Headache."
No, James, you don't realize what's going on here. You have said so far early in the day that this headache started, and then
2 days
you
before.
came in and he's got bruising that you're like, well, where did the bruising come from? So something happened earlier in that day, no other time, because that brain bleed, it only could go a few hours before it turned into what it did. Not
Really?
days, nothing. So
I don't know but I might have bumped him going into the car. When we went to deliver all the animals.
You did not bump him with 30 pounds or more.
Why would it be 30 pounds?
That's what they determine. That's how they get out their calculators and they're
No, seriously, the only thing that I remember is when he slid over at that Calumet Road, and we both and then I went over there and he went flying.
Jim.
In fact, the deer had tags on it. He even said that.
Jim, I have a report from a trooper who is an accident investigator, and he's been all up and down that road.
Yeah.
He did not see any tire marks at the time.
I wanted to take him there. I called. I said
he went up and down that road for days, and he did not find a single tire mark that would be related to your car.
Ralph's injuries are even more heinous than the detective is portraying here. A CT scan of his head revealed 3 distinct brain injuries, akin to those from a car crash, a fall from height, or a violent assault.
I think, and everyone else is going to think, that you did something here.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to show you something.
I would get mad at him when he didn't do things like this, my poor guy.
Look at his eye. Look at his face. Look at his chin. You think, and you're going to sit here and tell me, you think dogs did this to him?
Well, how did that end up there? That wasn't, I don't know how he's black and blue. He must have fallen.
When?
When I was outside. When I came in.
Okay, so I'll piggyback off that and I'll say, okay, he did fall. Let's just say he fell. Ralph at 92 years old, and he hits that hard?
Yeah.
His is not getting off the ground without someone helping him.
Yeah. Well, he had this before.
Had what before?
Some of those black and blue marks.
Why?
Because the dogs were jumping on him,
Jim.
and he had hit his head. I had
Here, let me show you this now.
And slapped him.
Let me show you this.
To get awake. What's that?
Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know what the autopsy is telling me and the medical examiner? There's one on each side of his neck, and the one
I was holding him up when I was trying to wake him up.
Why would you not tell me you grabbed him by the neck?
I did grab him by the neck.
You didn't tell me you did that.
Yes, I had to hold his head up, and I was trying to hold him up, and I couldn't. I was trying to get him out of bed, and I shook his head to wake him up.
Why would you grab someone like this? Not with 2 hands.
Yeah.
Like this. Why would you grab someone like this?
Because I had him like this.
By the neck?
No, hand here. I was trying to pull him up to get him into the wheelchair.
Jim, we're getting off point here. But this is on his neck.
That's where I was holding him.
Why in the hell would you hold someone by the neck like that when they can't? That's going to make it to where they can't breathe.
No, that might have been even when I was trying to get his jaw open.
So listen, you keep changing where you held him. It doesn't matter. I have bruises to show me.
What is this from?
That's
from the
there's many bruises.
And I'm lifting him up.
Listen, I'm inclined to believe where all these bruises came from. When you tell me the dogs jumped on him, I'm inclined to believe that, but I'm telling you right now, I don't believe the dogs did this because the medical examiner is telling me they didn't, and I don't believe the dogs did this. I want to know why, Jim. I want to know why
This is your fingerprint.
Yes, I'm trying to hold him up. I tried to get him out of bed. I'm holding on to him. I got him into the wheelchair.
Why would you grab someone by the neck like this? This is how you grabbed him.
No, this is
Jim.
I'm going to show you.
Jim, sit down.
Lifted him
Have
up.
a seat.
Yeah, but I lifted.
This is how you did it. You know why this is how you did it? Because that's what the evidence shows. It shows on this side and that side a perfect measurement of a hand doing this. Nothing else.
I don't understand that. I don't remember.
What do you
that.
mean? Okay, so
I remember.
So
no,
let's.
I remember trying. He was already unconscious. This is like 2:30 in the morning.
So why would you grab him by the neck?
Because I pulled him up this way. I had his head was going back, so I picked him up. I told you that in there. I picked him up.
The marks don't show that because there's a fingerprint on this side and thumb on the other, which would only mean that your right hand grabbed him by the neck.
No, when he was.
So if you don't remember doing this, that's fine, but that's what we're trying to get
I
at.
was trying to get him, and I remember when he was laying in bed, I waked him up, and I thought, geez, he's not breathing right. And then I thought he's sleeping because when I woke him up at 1 o'clock, he said he was. I don't remember what time this was when all this happened. We came home late.
Jim,
And
I'm telling you what the evidence is telling me.
could that have been when I took him out of the car?
Let's not say could have anymore because
I don't know.
It doesn't. I'm telling you what happened. You grabbed him. Here's the things we do know. You grabbed him by the neck with one hand.
Could that have been when
That happened.
Could that take him out of the? I took him out of the car, and I have to bend his head.
But why? Why would you grab someone by the? This is how you did that.
That was trying to get his teeth out.
You grabbed him by the throat.
No, I had this way, and I was going like this, trying to get his mouth open. I remember doing that. I said that to you, and his lip was bleeding.
You never said any of this to me.
Oh, well, that's what I told that. Oh, at the hospital, I told them I tried to get their teeth out. That's
You didn't tell them that either.
Yeah, I did.
I have their report too.
No, I said, she asked me if I got his teeth. I said, no.
Jim, they put everything down. Okay,
Yes.
and that never.
I didn't even
that
know
never
it had
came up.
anything to do with his head. I thought.
So I'm going to tell you what I think happened. You want to hear what I think
I
happened?
really want to know.
I think that Ralph was probably on you about something.
No, he wasn't.
Listen, you ask what I think now.
Yes.
I want to tell you, and I don't want
Yeah.
you to say anything until I'm done. Okay? Not a word.
Yes.
I think you got mad at Ralph for something.
No.
You were talking again, Jim.
Okay.
Listen, I think you got mad at Ralph for something. I don't know that you remember doing it, but I think you grabbed Ralph because this is what the evidence shows me. While Ralph was laying in bed, you grabbed him by the neck and you took your other hand and you hit him with that lamp in the head.
I did not. I wasn't even near that lamp.
That's what I think happened.
No, it's not. Honest to God, that's
Because everything that I have, all this paperwork,
no.
everything in the report,
I did not.
That is
grab
what-
that. I wasn't even near the lamp. I came in from outside.
you're lucky that I didn't bring in the picture of when they his head open to take it out. And you should see the massive amount of that is in his head on the left side.
Why?
Why? Because he was hit with something 30 pounds of pressure or more. That's why.
The dogs knocked that. I
The
know
dogs
they
did not
he
do
told
it.
Me he did it.
The
He
dogs,
said the dogs did. I
listen,
said, Ralph.
the dogs did not cause this, Jim.
And I picked him up.
So
because
this
he was
is your one opportunity.
No, I
Okay.
did not.
Because it's going to go down how either I want to put it or how you want to put it.
No, this. I'm going to tell you something.
So
I did
stop.
not-
Let's just take a
Where
break.
does the lamp come in?
Let's just take a break.
I thought maybe the lamp
Because
fell
you
on him.
said the lamp is what did this.
I thought it was. I didn't know. It was still on. It was still on the thing. It was off the edge.
You think dogs did this whole thing right here? You think dogs
I
did
don't
that?
know what that's from.
You
I
think
have
they
no
did
idea. All I know is I was slapping him to wake him up. I did it in front of the
it?
ambulance.
If that happened, he'd have marks on the other side too, and he doesn't.
I did this. I was here like this. Ralph, wake up, Ralph. And I was doing that. And I did it in front of the ambulance people.
Jim,
And the cop was there. Who's the cop that was there?
Jim,
Or the policeman?
I want you to think about
No,
this for a
I'm
second.
not. This did not
Think about it.
happen. I have no idea what happened.
Think about how it looks.
It does. I had to revive him. And
So
this-
here's how it would go.
you would believe
hang
how
on.
it was hard
Here's
to
how
get
it
him
would
into
go.
that chair. He was dead weight.
Here's how it would go, okay?
Yeah.
That
Because exactly what I told you is what I think happened. I think maybe you.
I was never mad at him.
Everybody knows that you drink, and you told me you don't.
No, I have a drink once in a while. I don't drink often. Lately, after I did it, I got a drink.
So then the question to me, the question that I want to ask is,
Yes.
did you do something to him because you just were sick of taking care of him?
No.
Or did you do something to him and maybe you don't remember doing it?
No, it wasn't that I didn't remember.
Did you catch that? Jim has just made a big, big mistake, and he doesn't even realize it. The detective steps out of the room to consult with other officers who have been watching. When they point out the Freudian slip Jim's made, the detective knows he has a direct plan of attack.
Listen,
When
Jim.
Ralph died, then I did
Here,
because I
listen,
was so
the night
sad.
in question,
Yes,
you told me,
yes.
just now, you told me into this conversation today, you told me that you guys were having drinks, and then you had another one after you did it.
No, I didn't do it.
What did you do?
Huh?
You said that to me.
I didn't do it. Let's do it.
I don't know. I want you to tell me. You said you guys had your hot toddies, and then you had one after you did it.
That was
What did you do?
after I got the dogs out. I did it. Let's did it.
You didn't mention the dogs anywhere in there.
The dogs were, I brought the dogs back in after went over to Ray, and because Ray told us that my dogs go over there, he would do something to us. So I ran over there. I could hardly walk.
Jim, I want to
I was
know.
having like a heart attack all the way through this. But after Ralph died,
I'm not worried about after.
I did have
Jim,
drinks.
I'm not
because
worried
it
about it.
bothered me.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not
Yes.
worried about after. I'm worried about the night of. You said we had our hot toddies. We both drank,
Yeah.
and then I had one after I did it. What did you do? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, what did I do? Did what?
I don't know. You tell me. What did you do? When you said that, what do you mean by that? What did you do? What did you do when you said I had one after I did it? That's what I want to know. So sit there and think about it. And when you figure it out,
I didn't say
I'm
that.
all ears.
I didn't say I did it.
I can play it back.
But I'm telling you, I don't remember if I knew what it was. I don't know what I was talking about there.
I don't know what you're talking about either. And I have to put it in my report. And I'm trying to be on your
Well,
side here, but
I didn't-
you're making it very difficult
But
for
I
me.
didn't do anything.
Backed into a corner, Jim tries to hold on to one more lie, that he must have given Ralph the injuries when he hit him opening the door.
So listen, I am gonna set up a
I
polygraph
want
for
to
you.
Because this got to end.
Good.
because-
I need it to end. I can't spend any more
and
time on
even
this.
if
This
they-
is
even if they make me guilty or whatever they do, it doesn't matter. I gave the most.
well, we
wonderful love for
know. Listen, like I said, being guilty or not guilty, we know that you hit him hard
him.
enough.
At some time, and that's the only one I can really think that it happened there. Except for the deer.
That is something that would cause the brain bleed.
And the marks.
Depending on how hard you hit them.
Could have came from when I slammed on the deer.
I'm not. And
Does that make sense?
there is one time that he got it in the head hard enough to cause
That has to be that.
that.
Yes, I bet you that was where it was, and that's what I'm feeling guilty about.
Well,
I should have.
listen, accidents happen, but
Yeah.
now we just got to determine: did you turn around because he was at you to get in the door,
he didn't say nothing. We were just very, very
Okay.
happy.
So listen, I'm going to set up a polygraph for you.
Would you
I'm going to
please?
call you,
Yes.
and I'm going to tell you a date and time to go
Yes.
up to Marquette
Okay.
to the forensic lab. They will do it for you. They're really good.
Yes.
It'll probably be an
I want to
hour.
work with everybody.
Yep.
because
So
It's not going to
listen,
bring them back. So I'm
it's not. And
And if they do it, I don't care because I have nothing to live for anyway. He was my life.
Jim,
I gave my life for him.
we're trying to figure out what happened to him.
Yeah. I feel
But we know what it wasn't now, and you know what it wasn't now. It wasn't the
Yeah.
dogs. It wasn't the dogs. It
No.
wasn't the cat. It wasn't them.
It wasn't the lamp.
It was you.
I must have did it when I opened the door. It probably was me.
So now you'll take a polygraph,
Yes.
and that'll
Yes.
prove that yeah, Jim, he did it, but it was an accident.
Yes.
So that's where we're at, okay?
Yes.
Eventually, based on overwhelming evidence, Jim was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, and 2 counts of lying to a police officer. He was ultimately convicted on reduced charges of involuntary manslaughter and lying to a law enforcement officer, earning him a minimum of 54 months in prison. Hopefully, whoever his cellmate is has some earplugs, because he's going to need them.